My name is Ben Mungai Mwangi. I serve at Kicks Kenya. Kicks Kenya is a brand basically we are centered in Kenya. We sell apparel, clothing, shoes. We have specialized in some of the biggest brands in the world, biggest sporting brands in the world. So we have been a retailer for the past 3 years and 10 months. And yeah, we are happy to be in business. Business has been good so far. And we look forward to growing the business into other countries, into other spaces within the next few months to come. One thing about starting a business is always centered about fulfilling a problem. You identify a problem that is in the market for you to develop something, for you to come up with something, for you to come up with a business. You have to look at challenges and problems that are existent into a market. So for example, here in Kenya, you'd find that for people, most of the people, for them to get quality products, quality shoes, it was a bit of a challenge. About 3 years ago, it was a bit of a challenge for so many people. And it also draws down to the branding aspect of businesses that were inexistent. Most of the businesses that were inexistent didn't even focus on the branding aspect of what brings a business or what brings the sustainability of a business. So you find that most of these people are just focusing on, selling and just getting the daily money, and it wasn't something that they wanted to do to fulfill a problem in a sustainable way. So for us, we saw that as an opportunity. We got into the business. It was a bit of a challenge for us starting, but once we got into the business, we focused on the key aspects of solving the problem. That was the branding aspect of a business, creating sustainability of a brand, and those are the key features that we have always put as a priority all this time. So when Kicks Kenya started, when we opened our first flagship store, we opened it on the 20th February 2020. So that was 16 days before there was the first lockdown on COVID, because the first lockdown on COVID was on 6th March. So we were just 16 days into the business. We didn't have much. We had paid a lot of money for goodwill. We had paid a lot of money for all the rental. You have to pay the 3-month rent. Yeah, we had paid all that. But then again, 16 days into the business, there is the first lockdown. That was I think it was at around 7. So that was a bit of a challenge, and it was very, very discouraging. But I remember after the lockdown, the first week I used to report the business alone, not with the other colleagues. I used to report the business alone. I used to come a bit early, I'd say 8, and I'd close at around 2 or 3. And I remember there was a time I had an engagement with one of the judges from Supreme Court, because she was one of the visitors who came to purchase just immediately after the lockdown. And we had all these engagements where she was just encouraging me about, moving forward, and, you have to push through. And it was a bit of a challenge even during the whole COVID period, but it became a bit of an advantage for us because people were sitting at home and they were just on their phones. Social media has made people so much dependent on their phones that for us as business people, we take that problem as an advantage. So you on your phone all the time, that's an advantage to us. So we'll create ads, you'll create user-generated content, you'll create content that is centered about changing the decisions of that particular person to purchase something. So even us as the business, we will focus on products that these consumers will consume while at home, or going to the gym or working out, So you have to center your business strategically to fit into the whole structure of the world at that particular time. So it was a bit of an advantage. A couple of months into COVID, our business shot up, because we were making a lot of deliveries. So I'd say COVID was really bad to the world because a lot of people passed on, but we managed to take that as an advantage and we were able to come out. So one thing about businesses that they should keep in mind, even in young people who are starting business, is that branding is the key aspect to success. You should always focus on branding rather than the limited marketing um, departments in your business. So the branding aspect for us that really worked was we went out there, we did a lot of CSR activities, we sponsored a lot of artists in Kenya, we have artists in our company that we sponsor their events, we sponsor their all their movements, all their activities. We have sponsored dance competitions. Recently we sponsored Miss and Mr. East Africa bodybuilding contest that was in Eldoret. So all these things that come with branding come with a lot of it's capital intensive. It's very intensive for you to sponsor an event that Safaricom is part of, that Healthy You is part of. It's very capital intensive, but that is something that will leave a long-term impression to all these people. If I can run an ad right now, if I pay for an ad right now, even a billboard or something, it wouldn't leave as much impact to the people as the branding aspect would. So there are so many levels of branding that we have impacted, that has put us in a place where it's very easy for even us to do business. We have a sponsored basketball team in the Kenyan League. We have sponsored another lady basketball team that is in the league. It's for children. It's a children's home basketball team. So we have sponsored them. So these are things that leave a key interest into even people who are seeing them. So you find these artists, most of the artists are not able to, especially the upcoming ones, they're not able to sustain the life of being an artist, or sustain the production of music or product. So we would go in there, even if how small we do it, it leaves something, and then this artist will forever live with the impression that Kicks Kenya did this for me, and all the other people who are behind the artist will see Kicks Kenya did this for this particular person. So that's where branding comes as an advantage over the day-to-day marketing. Yes. Whatever the government is doing right now to push sports and put sports out there, it's something that with effective structures, it will put most of these sports teams and sports league out there. Recently, there is an African league that started recently. It's in Rwanda. So you find that a lot of basketball players from Kenya are going out there and showcasing their talent, and immediately you are there, it's called the BAL. From the BAL, you find yourself even playing in the NBA. So with Kicks Kenya having a basketball team in the Kenyan Premier League, we are actually in the Division 3. It's an advantage to us because we have these boys who are there, who showcase their talents, who play as hard as they can to represent the brand. And once the Kenyan government positions itself in a space where they can put sports out there, we know that with effective strategies as the brand and as the basketball team, we will be able to present our opportunity moving forward into the world. Once we are able to push through and actually be among the best teams in Kenya, we know that for a fact we'll be able to represent Africa in a way, we'll be able to represent Kenya in a way. So those are some of the main goals that I can still go back to the matter of branding, where it will put us outside Kenya and into the larger map. One thing about Kicks Kenya that I'm really proud of is the number of colleagues I have. We grew from just being one person to being a whole team of almost 18 people, and all those people look up to you. I'm glad that we have parents. I'm glad that we have young boys who are coming up with families. I'm glad that we have teams of people who are just turning 30, about to start their life. So those are some of the key motivations that I have as an individual. I look at the people in the shops, I look at the people in the store, I look at the people making the calls, and sometimes I wonder how have we reached here? How are these people actually being able to sustain their lives? People are actually living good, from something that we started. So one of the key motivations that has really been good to me in the business is just looking at my people just grow. Those are the people who, they keep me motivated every single day, because even if I wake up and I have a really bad day, I can look at the CCTV of the store, and I see people, they're in a meeting on Monday morning, I see people moving around, I see people rushing, I see people helping a customer. So those are some of the things that you sit down and you look at and you're like, there's something good that is coming out of this. And I'm so certain that even with time, we will have more and more people coming into the business. Another key motivation aspect is there are people out there who are always watching. This goes to every business owner. Just keep doing whatever you're doing. There's always people out there watching. We have had interactions with the 3 biggest sporting brands in the world that they send emails, they send follow-ups, they call, they want to work with Kicks Kenya, they want to have Kicks Kenya as their retail partner. I've had a lot of investors even in Kenya just reaching out, hey, we're just starting out these, do you think you can be able to show up even in the pre-launch meeting and just, we can engage on 1 or 2 things. So these are things that I wouldn't see 4 or 5 years ago. But right now you're in a position where all these people are looking at you and all these people are depending on the strategies and the decisions you make, that it just motivates you to go out there and just keep doing more. One thing about businesses and the systems and structures that are being brought by the government every single day is that I normally do not put a keen eye on them as much. So you'd find the government will say that they will ban the importation of leather shoes into the country. But will the companies in Kenya be able to sustain the leather demands of people in the country? Will it be able to? No, it will not be able to. It will take us several years for the companies that are able to produce the shoes within the country to be able to sustain the demand of the people with the leather shoes. So for us as a business, we will always focus on the now. We'll always focus on the people right now who are calling out there and actually wanting, I want a shoe for the grooms in my wedding, I want shoes for a sports team. We will focus on the now. So when that time comes of when the government is actually actualizing on some certain aspects that they are pushing through, we will have to adjust to fit whatever the government is saying. But for now, we will have to pay a key interest into the customer segmentations we have. We'll have to pay a key interest into the demographies we have, because our obligation is to the customer. We cannot say that all the customers, we have customers who purchase products every single week. We cannot say that that particular customer will start purchasing one single butter shoe or one single leather shoe every single day. No, they need the diversity, they need the change. So we will still focus on now, we'll focus on the products that we have, and we'll focus on the demands from the customer. So one thing about Kicks Kenya, and I'll still go back to the aspect of branding, because branding has positioned us where we are. We have developed a customer email listing of more than 30,000 customers. We have a WhatsApp contact of more than 25,000 customers. We have website subscribed customers of more than 50,000 customers. Those are people who believe in the products that we have. So one thing about competition that sets us apart is the difference in the products that we bring into the market. A lot of these people will have items that they will see as fast moving, but what if you have the products that people actually see that they are good to them, that they are satisfactory to the customer? So we will always focus on the quality of the quality needed by the customer. We will also focus on differentiating even the items that we have from every other person. Yes. Five years from now, I know for a fact that we'll have Kicks Kenya going across Africa. Yeah, it's a simple thing. For me, being in business this particular period of time that I've been, I know it's a very, very simple thing. I know there are so many challenges. I know it's very, very hard, but I know it's also a simple thing for us to do because of how far we have come and whatever we have accomplished. So I look at us having multiple stores across Africa. I look at us closing down the retail partnerships with the biggest brands in the world. I look at us even partnering with local brands. We have had local brands that we have partnered with. And I look at us expanding our employment rate even to a really higher number where we'll be able to help a lot of people. So I look at Kicks Kenya as a company that will be very much beneficial to the Kenyan community and to the African community at large, even in the 5 years to come. When starting out a business, or when thinking about starting out a business, it's important for you to look at where you are at that particular moment. Don't focus on the larger capital that you always think of. A lot of people tend to think that I'll need this particular amount of capital for me to start a business. No, you don't need that big capital. You just need that very, very small capital for you to start. And one thing about starting and executing ideas is that it only takes 6 months for you to know the future of your business. 6 months. If you start now, in 6 months time you'll be able to ascertain where will I be. If in 6 months that business has not taken any step further, you can be able to start another thing. There is nothing wrong with starting and executing your ideas, no matter how small it is, no matter if it's you going out there to Gikomba, picking out a jacket and going out there, washing it, cleaning it and selling it. That's somewhere you have started. So start right now. Don't wait for nobody. Don't look at the capital that you need. Start with whatever thing you have, whatever money you have. Just start, because after 6 months you will still, if you haven't started, you'll still be in the same position you are. You will be broke. You'll even be more broke. You will have a lot of regret, because you will be figuring out, oh, I should have started. I know I should have been somewhere. So just start, and start right now. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about anything else, because whatever you're thinking, and I assure you 100%, 1,000 other people the same age as you are thinking about the same thing. If you're thinking of starting a clothing brand business, 1,000 other people are thinking about the same idea. Just like the venture capitalist, they would invest into 10 businesses and expect 8 to fail, and they will focus on the 2 who will be the unicorns, who will put them out there. So just start from there, build something, take step one by one, let it be your child, grow with it, and I assure you, within 6 months to a year, you will have an advantage on your side, and you'll be able to grow something that has always been in your mind. So don't give up when you start, and just start on that idea. Don't even think about it. So for you to find Kicks Kenya, just Google Kicks Kenya. You'll find all the information, our Instagram, our LinkedIn for when we have other job openings. You'll find us on Twitter. We are very, very active. You'll find us Instagram, Facebook. We are all over. We had an app, but we have a maintenance at the moment, but we'll still have the app coming in. And yeah, just Google Kicks Kenya. You'll find all the information and all the social media handles you would want.